Hello, 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 fellow addicts. Alyssa and Safi popping in once again with exciting news. It's that time of year, TSTO's biggest event of the year and the holiday the Simpsons are best known for. Halloween and the annual Treehouse of Horror event is going to be upon us very, very soon. And we've received the next event packet from EA laying out the details for this very special Treehouse of Horror update in our pocket-sized towns. So you know what that means. Spoiler time. Of course, as you should all know by now, we weren't allowed to initially share any info with you guys because of the NDA until EA gave us the okay. Well, that restriction has been lifted and we're able to share some next event spoilers with you guys. So like always, we're going to give you a quick rundown of what the next event will entail with some spoiler details and images. So get ready, grab a pen and paper, which some of you have told me you do, and be prepared for information overload as always. And we're going to reveal a bunch of spoilers in this video. So if you don't want to know, this may not be the video for you. So now for your official spoiler warning. I cannot speak today. Your official spoiler warning. Spoilers incoming in 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time. The next event will hit our games, as we predicted, on Wednesday, October 12th. The theme of this one is, to no one's surprise, Treehouse of Horror 33 XXXIII. So let's start off and show that splash screen like we always do. Saf, thoughts on the splash screen?
I really like the splash screen. It looks really cool. Having Skyfinger and Homer in portraits, having a couple extra portraits there, having the little tentacles floating around, and the cobwebs. It really does have like a treehouse feel to it, treehouse of horror feel to it. We discussed this last time too, and when we were doing the bracket battle. Usually the splash screen is really good, the event's not as good, and the vice versa. When the splash screen is not that good, the event is. So I'm hoping that that's not the case this time. But overall, I think it's a pretty good splash screen. How about you? What do you think of it?
My initial thought of this event is, especially with this splash screen, is this is a English nerd's dream, pretty much. You got some Edgar Allan Poe on there with a little Bart Raven. I appreciate that. So this looks to be interesting after everybody complained about last year's event where it was dinosaurs, even though it was based on a Treehouse of Horror segment. Everyone complained. This looks a little more ominous, a little more scary. I do like that in the cobwebs it says THOHXXXIII. So I appreciate that. Skyfinger's on there, and we even have a coming of the Mythster, a little reappearance. I appreciate that. So, all right, now that we've looked at the splash screens, let's get into some basic facts about the event overall. Once again, we are at another multi-event. Love them or hate them, they're here to stay, it looks like. With each act hitting every 9 days, similar formula to what we've been seeing forever and ever and ever. So Act 1 will hit our games on Wednesday, October 12th. Act 2 will hit our games on Friday, October 21st. Act 3 will hit our games on Sunday, October 30th. And Act 4 will hit our games on Tuesday, November 8th. And this event will run until November 16th. So get ready for 5 weeks of horror in Springfield. I also will add too that it seems like based on the schedule, we're not going to have a gap between this one and Halloween and Thanksgiving. So kind of be prepared for these two to hit back to back. And we'll really examine that once the files hit and we know when the Shattered Dreams box is going to leave. But it does seem to be that we won't have a break between this and Thanksgiving, because if they push it a week later, it'll hit basically on Thanksgiving in the US, and that's a little odd timing. But I mean, we'll see. It's EA. They've done stranger things. All right. Anyway, so we know it's Halloween in TSTO, but what are we looking at this time around? Here's the event overview from EA. Halloween is the new It holiday. The Springfielders are going crazy for it in the most crassly commercial way possible. Lisa tries to teach them the true meaning of dread and horror by publicly reading The Fall of the House of Usher, but her audience quickly gets bored and leaves in search of more shock value. One person appreciates her efforts, though, Edgar Allan Poe himself. Eager to learn about this future world where Halloween is such a big deal, Poe first embarrasses himself and Lisa by trying to fit in, and then becomes angry when he's unable to teach Springfielders the true meaning of horror either. A mocking Bart decides to teach Poe and Lisa what's what by summoning the true old guy, master of horror, H.P. Lovecraft. After quarreling with each other about who's the better teller of Macabre tales, Poe and Lovecraft briefly team up to thwart the town's semi-regular zombie invasion. But afterward, Lovecraft is determined to prove he's the best by enlisting Mad Dr. Itchy's help in giving him the most twisted creation ever. Sideshow? Chicken? Saf, thoughts on the overview?
I mean, it seems interesting. It's definitely a little bit more Halloween-y than last year. More horror.
A little more hollow Richard. I really can't speak tonight. A little more hollow Richard.
Right. So definitely it's got a lot of potential there. So they're setting up the storyline to be quite interesting, kind of mixing up a little bit of history, if you will. Some Poe, we're going old school treehouse with some Dr. Itchy and some more new school Halloween as well. So I like the overview so far.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I think it's going to be interesting when it comes to how much horror we'll see in this one, especially compared to last year with the dinosaurs that everybody hated. I don't know yet if there will be something to squish or not. We'll have to see. But this one sounds like it's going to be a good one, at least from that initial overview. So let's jump to some overview facts about the event, things that we are always asked. First up, pretty much everyone will be able to play this event. You will only need to be on level 5, which is just past the tutorial for this to trigger for you. So that's just level 5. So basically, start up TSTO, build Homer's house, unlock Lisa, and you pretty much should be able to start playing. Characters needed for event currency. These will be used throughout each act. We've got our Fab 4, Homer, Marge, Bart, and Lisa. And then we have Milhouse, Wiggum, Skinner, Krusty, and new premiums, of which there will be 4, 1 for each act, that will help unlock event currency for this prize track. And then it's pretty standard with the prize track. Each prize track contains 5 prize slots. Typically, there would be 20 prizes total, but this prize track contains 2 bonus prizes. So you're going to have 22 prizes total, which I like to see. And here's what the prize track includes: 3 full characters, 1 costume, 6 new buildings, 3 facades, and 9 new decorations. And what's awesome about this prize track is there are no mystery box tokens. So good to see that's gone to the wayside, at least for now. After the last event, this prize track looks pretty amazing. All right, let's go over this prize track. As we discuss, I'll put some images up on the screen. So for Act 1, we have Krusty Land Halloween Horror Night, which is a facade for Krusty Land. And then we have Halloween Headquarters Bundle, which is the Columbus Day Headquarters building and Halloween Headquarters facade for it. So that's a double prize there. And then we have Halloween Horror Night Billboard. Safi loves those billboards. Then we have Seasonal Workers, which is a group decoration that likely you'll be able to tap and it'll change configurations. And finally, the last prize of Act 1 is a costume for Willie. It is Willie the Riveter. Saf, thoughts on those prizes?
I mean, I think it's a little above average. I like that Krusty Land is finally getting like a new little facade to start things off. And then when you consider you got a bundle where you're getting a building and a decoration, I know when I saw the images, I was like, oh man, like they're just giving us 2 basically the exact identical buildings to take up 2 spots. So I like that they're giving those together. That's a nice little bonus from them. And then when you add in like the billboard, of course, as you mentioned, but the fact that you're getting an outfit for Willie, who generally doesn't have as many outfits as some of the other characters, overall, I think it's an above average prize track for an Act 1 prize track.
Yeah, I agree. I like that Krusty Land's getting a little facade makeover. You know, for me, billboards are take 'em or leave 'em. I know you love them. They're take 'em or leave 'em for me, but I do appreciate that Willie's getting a costume. I think that's fun. And then I like that there's a little Columbus Day building. It is a generic building. It looks pretty much like a lot of other buildings we have in Springfield, but hey, the sign's different.
The signs are funny.
And the signs are funny. And the group decoration looks kind of amusing to me too. I can imagine all the fun places fellow addicts will put that in their Springfield. And I can only imagine the other configurations that there will be with it. All right, so for Act 2, we have the first prize is Spine Chills, which is a building. And then we have Jack-o'-lantern Bouncy House, a decoration. We have Spook House, which is another building. Then we have a facade, the first, well, I guess technically the second facade of this game, but this is a facade for Flanders House. It is toilet papered Flanders House. And finally, rounding out the Act 2 prize track is our first character of the game on a prize track, Mopey Mary. Saf, thoughts on those prizes?
I mean, it's hard to complain anytime you get a full character on the prize track, so that's always a plus. And Flanders House TP, that's just a classic Simpsons Halloween thing, so we gotta definitely get that in our games. And the Spine Chills and Spook House, I prefer to get those buildings rather than get too many decorations in one single prize track. So again, I think we're on an upward trajectory. It's not bad. Character, a couple buildings, a fun facade for Flanders House, and yeah, a decoration. How about you?
Yeah, no, I agree. We're starting to do that nice incline that we like to see with events that really is a good indicator of how well the event will be. It kind of starts off pretty good, but the next act, it builds upon it and gets better and better and better as you go along. So far, Act 2 definitely looks better than Act 1. I love that we're getting some facades for some houses in Springfield. And I love that it's a toilet paper Flanders house. That amuses me significantly. And I'm sure we can all assume who toilet papered that house. So for Act 3, we've got the first prize is a full character, and that is Father Ben. And then we have a building, crate and burial. Then we have a decoration, Springfield Forever Cemetery. Then we have another decoration, Ghost Cemetery. And rounding it out is a building, Luxury Crypt. Saf, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Luxury Crypt and the Springfield Forever Cemetery, aren't those from season 33?
Yeah, they're fairly recent.
Or 32? The one with the episode that we both loved with Comic Book Guy. I can't remember the name of the episode.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, that is fairly recent. So a nice price track. I mean, those are some items that we wanted. I mean, there's a lot of cemeteries already near Springfield, but I mean, when you can have a Halloween event once a year, you're bound to get a lot of cemeteries. And considering how many there have been over the past 33 seasons, not too surprised. Overall, I love that the character is the first prize. I mean, that always throws you for a bit of a loop, so I like that. The crate and burial building has some fun verbiage on it as well. Makes you giggle when you read it. And then the cemeteries, sure, you're getting a lot of cemeteries and crypts here in prize 3, 4, and 5, but they're actually pretty nice ones. And again, from an episode that we've requested these items from. So,
but this cemetery also includes a movie theater.
Exactly. So you can put it in your theater district or in your cemetery district, or you can put it between the two and kind of merge the two areas.
The choice is yours.
Cemetery, exactly. Choice is yours.
All right. So for Act 4, the first prize is another one of our double prizes. We've got 2 billboards with this one, and it is the Zombie Billboard Bundle, 2 decorations. Then we have the Bottomless Pit, which is another decoration. We have the Reanimator, also a decoration. Then we have the Abandoned Lighthouse, which is a building. And rounding out Act 4, no, it's not a hot dog cooker bot, my friends. This is Sideshow Chicken, which is a full character for Springfield. Not going to lie, I really like this. I'm happy that we end on this. This amuses me. Thoughts, Seth?
No, absolutely. Again, a couple of billboards as one prize. I mean, can't complain about that. And having Sideshow Chicken is just hilarious. I think he looks great. I'm glad that it's a full standalone character and not like a costume for Sideshow Bob by any means or anything like crazy like that. I like that you're getting some really fun decorations in the bottomless pit. It looks really cool. Like, and I can see you doing a lot of creativity using it around like caverns or mountains or rocky areas. It looks really fun, and the lighthouse too looks really nice. So I'm really happy with Act 4. I think we're ending on a high note here.
Yeah, it's nice to see an Act 4 prize track that actually like ends on a high note, which we've been saying for a long time. I understand EA's desire to not put characters at the end of a prize track, at the end of like an event prize track. So on an Act 4 prize track, the last prize. I understand their desire to do that so that everyone can unlock it and it's achievable for everyone. But man, I love having a character at the end. It gives you something to shoot for. It gives you a reason to play. It gives you something to keep tapping for. So I appreciate that. And I think Sideshow Chicken is probably the best character in this event, my personal opinion. All right, let's jump into some Treehouse of Horror premium content. As usual, we have 4 event-specific premium combos, 1 per each act, as per usual. 150 for each, 150 donuts for each of the 4 combos. So you will need 600 donuts total for event-specific premiums. So that is 600 donuts to cover the event-specific premiums. These are premium characters that will help you earn event currency. There will be other premiums as usual, but they will not help you earn event currency. So those 4 that will help, 600 donuts total. Gil will be making an appearance during this event, and you should see him, as usual, around Act 3. The event packet from EA says his deal is 150 donuts. So you will need 750 donuts to buy all the event premiums with this event. All right, let's talk Gil. Treehouse of Horror XXXIII Gil deal. All right, Gil's deal this time around. What's he offering up? His premium deal this time around is the Halloween Plunger Bundle, which is, it's actually called the Spooky Dark Plunger Bundle. And it includes the little plunger you see on the screen, similar to our light plunger that we have for Christmas, and 4 new Halloween facades for houses in Springfield. And just like the festive light plunger we have, this one will toggle all the Halloween decorations to turn on or off in your Springfield at once. So you've got a spooky decor, spooky facade for your brown house, for Agnes Skinner's house, for the blue house, and for the pink house. I think that's the pink house. That's not Millhouse's house. Yeah, I think that's the pink house. We already have. So 4 buildings plus on top of that you'll get Flanders is toilet papered house in the prize track. So, and then you've got the facade for Krusty Land. So I think this is fun, and that little festive plunger will come in handy. Your thoughts on this, Saf?
I mean, I do like having the option of like toggling. I mean, the Christmas lights plunger is just great. Hit it when Christmas starts, you're all set to go. Hit it when it's over, you're done. So having that feature is nice for Halloween as well. Whenever you're in the mood, just hit it and all of your buildings change. That is a nice bonus. For those who are donut poor though, I would go with a character over the plunger, just my personal choice, but still considering those who have donut farmed in the past or are currently donut farm and donuts is not an issue, I think it's a nice feature to have the ability to turn on and off your Halloween decorations as you please.
Yeah, this is a nice throw-in for those of us who have been playing for a long time, have a lot of donuts, and have been begging for various facades for buildings. So this is a nice throw-in. If only real life worked this way, where you toggle a switch and your decorations were already up. It'd be nice. It'd be really nice if that worked like that. But one less thing you have to worry about. All right, let's talk Act Premium combos. Again, I will throw images up as we discuss these. And just a reminder, these are the characters that will help you earn event currency. So the first one for Act 1, we have the Headless Horseman and Springfield Costume Shop. Thoughts on that, Saf?
I mean, he looks really cool. I like the Headless Horseman. Overall, I mean, he wasn't in the episode too long, but still, he's looking pretty fun.
Yes.
What do you think?
I like the Headless Horseman. I think that's going to be a fun one. It kind of reminds me of Disney as well. Is it Disney for the not so scary Halloween party, the parade that goes on there? They have the Headless Horseman riding around. So that's kind of what that reminds me of. But I like this. And I like the costume shop too. It's nice that Springfield will get a little costume shop going. It's been 10 years of Halloweens. I think this is the 11th Halloween event. So it's nice to see we've got some costume shops going on. All right. So for Act 2, the premium combo is Edgar Allan Poe himself and the House of Usher. A little interesting twist. He's holding a head kind of like Hamlet, kind of like Shakespeare. A little weird. Did you have that same thought?
Yeah, I did. I think that I like that actually. I found that funny. that they would throw that in. And he's got a little, in his, at least the standard graphic, he's got a little bit of a quizzical look, like, hey, what am I doing with this skull? So
Yeah.
I really like that little twist on it. So having Poe in a Shakespeare-esque um, design, if you will, I'm a pretty big fan for that. So yeah, no
He's
complaint.
even got the little ruffles on his sleeve, on his wrist,
Yeah.
that kind of is reminiscent of
Oh,
the
neck.
neck thing that Shakespeare would wear. As I said at the top of this, when we were looking at the splash screen, this just feels like an English nerd's dream come true. This event, and as an English nerd, I appreciate it. Uh,
Football fans, I mean, Baltimore Ravens. Edgar Allan Poe's from Baltimore, and his poem "The Raven" is where the team got its name.
there you
Baltimore
go.
Ravens.
There
And
you
you can
go.
see that in the Monday Morning Musings from a couple of years ago, um, where I talked about the Raven.
Um, what do you think about this comic? You think it's a good pickup?
I do. This is, I would say, this is probably one of my favorites. I know you mentioned Sideshow Bob's or Sideshow Chicken's your favorite character in this event. For me, it's like a four-way tie, but yeah, I have a really hard time picking between Sideshow Chicken and now Edgar Allan Poe.
I would venture to say that this is probably the best premium combo with this one. I like this combo. Um, so I think this is if you only had to pick one, I would get Poe in
Yeah,
my personal opinion.
same.
All right, with Act 3, we're going to see H.P. Lovecraft himself and Fogbury Port. And this includes the dock and the sign as well that you see here. So you'll get the sign and the dock. They're two separate items in addition to the character. Thoughts on H.P. Lovecraft, Saf?
I mean, it's all right. It's a nice combo, but again, not as good as Poe, in my opinion.
He feels a little bit like a Mad Men character.
Yeah, right.
Just strikes me as a sleazy advertising executive.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So finally, rounding out the event with the premium characters for Act 4, we will see Mad Dr. Itchy and Mad Dr. Itchy's Castle. Thoughts
This
on
one.
this one?
So yeah, this one I definitely do like. Like I said, I have four characters where I'm quite torn in between which is the best of the event: Sideshow Chicken, Edgar Allan Poe, and then Mad Doctor Itchy's the another one. So those three, it's really hard to toss up for me, which is the best.
Yeah, I think this is fun, but I will say we do have a lot of like Frankenstein-esque um, buildings from previous events, and plus we have Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. So it's interesting. We have Mad Doctor Frink, I think, as well, and Frankenstein. We've got a lot of these fun horror play-ons. So I guess it's about time we see Mad Doctor Itchy. All right, so that rounds out the premiums. There will be a donut promo with this one. And I will tell you the donut promo is going to be Franken Scratchy. I am guessing it's going to be at a $9.99 price point. EA did not put this in our event packet. I tend to believe this will be at a $9.99 price point because that's what we generally see lately with these. But don't hold me to that. It may be more, it may be less. I don't know. But I do know that it is Franken Scratchy. That is the premium. I'm sorry, the donut bundle character this time around. And this should appear at Act 1 and will be available throughout the entire event. Thoughts on Franken Scratchy?
Yeah, for me that's the fourth and final character. I mean, we had a couple of recent donut or real cash characters where I was kind of like, when I'd recommend passing on that. This one I'm pretty happy with, especially if you're gonna get Dr. Mad, Dr. Scratchy, Itchy, excuse me, having Frank Scratchy. Mary Shelley would be very upset if you only got one of the two. You know what I mean? So you have to get them both. So yeah, this is one where I will be dipping into my wallet.
Yeah, I like this one. He's fun. So I can imagine I'll get him. And then we'll see what happens when Frankenstein, and Franken Scratchy all get together. We'll see what happens.
That'll be a fun caption this.
It's true. It really is. Somebody get that. Send it to me. All right. So there is a Treehouse of Horror 33 show mystery box with this event. As far as content, like usual, I'm not going to list everything that's included. There are about 40 items in this box, and it's basically content from Halloween's past. In particular, a lot of monster themed Halloween's past. And I'll lay out what's inside on the rundown post once the event hit our games, but you guys get the basic idea. And this mystery box will cost tokens. You'll have to buy tokens for donuts, the usual fun way we do things around here. And don't forget, there will be the Shattered Dreams mystery box. It will return once you've completed Act 4, so we won't even see it hit your games until Act 4 would launch, and you have to complete Act 4 to see it. We'll lay out the details on that once it hits, like we usually do. And Saf, do you have anything else you'd like to add about this event?
No, I mean, it looks promising. Good splash screen and good event so far. I mean, so looking forward to this. It's kind of nice to go back to kind of like the roots of Halloween. A nice mix of old segments and new segments of THOH episodes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Some nice prizes, nice facades for buildings, and some nice premium content as well. So I think everyone wins with this event.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see as many complaints that it's not Halloween, because this is about as horror as you can get. Like I said, it does seem like it's an English nerd's dream here. So I appreciate it as a someone who holds a degree in English, someone who has read lots of Poe. So I appreciate it. The only thing that would be better is if Shakespeare himself showed up in this event. But I think this will be fun. We won't see dinosaurs, which is good. Maybe we'll see some zombies. We'll have to see what happens as things unfold. But hopefully we won't hear the complaining about it not being Halloween-y enough.
Nevermore.
There you go. All right, guys. So that's going to do it from us for now. Hopefully the spoiler video gets you prepped for this event, and look for it to start on Wednesday, October 12th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And once it goes live, we will, of course, have a rundown post up on TSTOaddicts.com with all the info you will need for Act 1 and beyond. We'll be back with a new Addicts Live soon. So until then, thanks for watching the spoiler video and checking out the details on the latest Halloween event in TSTO with us. Thanks. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.